the two frontrunners both represent dynastic families. The race could come down to how each candidate handles their prospective relationship to their family's legacy. And actually could come down to all kinds of things. It's 18 months away. It could come down to anything. First up, Hillary Clinton.
Clinton called for an end to the era of mass incarceration, but that is a rejection of tough measures signed into law by Bill Clinton in 1994, with Hillary Clinton looking on. He backed a federal law that defined marriage as being between a man and a woman.
Her husband's 1996 immigration bill that basically pushed more arrest of immigrants.
He presided over the deregulation.
Hillary Clinton has increasingly been taking banks and big business to task.
It's like she's running against Bill's record. I mean, trouble in paradise, you know what I mean? And by paradise, I mean a politically symbiotic partnership based on mutual ambition for global domination.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gimme 5. Last hour, I told you all about a guy named Larry Wilmore and his pathetic celebration over George Zimmerman being what he thought was shot in the face and how pathetic that was. And now we go to another very pathetic man, in my view, Jon Stewart, who thankfully is leaving. Maybe we'll get another Larry Wilmore type person. That would be wonderful, wouldn't it? So he talks about the Clintons, but that's as far as it goes with the Clintons. Wait till you see what he does to Jeb Bush. Watch.
What's Jeb's angle?
After weeks of publicly trying to distance himself somewhat from his brother, we're told at a Republican event the other day, he cited George W. Bush as one of his top foreign policy advisors.
One of his top foreign policy advisors for him to poop on? There's got to be a final clause in that sentence, right? Because I think at this point, most of America agrees that when it comes to foreign policy, George W. Bush is an excellent painter.
Okay, and then they showed some of his portraits. Actually, Wolf's report was inaccurate because it's foreign policy as it applies to Israel. Israel, okay? But you know, don't confuse the left with the facts. And there's more, it gets worse.
On the subject of Iraq,
Yep.
obviously very controversial, knowing what we know now, would you have authorized the invasion?
I would have, and so would have Hillary Clinton, just to remind everybody, and so would have almost everybody that was confronted with the intelligence they got.
When an Iraq war question starts with knowing what we know now, hell yes, I'd still do it. It's not an acceptable response. Sure, I'd get on the Titanic again. I mean, at the time, it had a terrific buffet. Was Jeb Bush actually choosing to associate himself with all of his brother's baggage?
Okay, Jeb Bush has gone on to say, and it was obvious he misunderstood the question. The question was knowing what you know now. But under that answer, he wouldn't say, and so would Hillary and so would all the others, because no, they wouldn't, obviously. He must have heard or processed it as knowing what we knew then. And that's how he answered it, because Hillary and the others supported it then, too. So he's explained it since then, but it gets worse.
I emailed him this morning. I'm genuinely wondering, did you mishear the question? And he said, yes, I misheard the question.
Jeb Bush staffers are trying to cast this as Jeb was only talking about Israel.
So mentioning his brother's name in that regard is a good thing. Long term, I'm not so sure.
Yeah, no, I think that's probably correct. Long term, mentioning his brother's name is like wearing a Dogs t-shirt during your campaign. You might be appealing to a small fringe of dead-enders, but most people don't want another dog president.
All right, you are a piece of garbage, Jon Stewart. And I guess you're not aware of the poll that came out last December by a little fringe organization called Gallup. Okay, they did a poll, and it turns out that 49% of Americans have a favorable opinion of George W. Bush. The people you call a little radical fringe, right? The rest think he's a blanker, a dog blanker, right? Problem is, you're on the radical fringe that thinks he's a dog blanker. America is not. 49% have a favorable rating of Bush, 46% unfavorable, and in the same day, the same poll from Gallup compared it to Obama's numbers. Obama had a 43% approval rating. Obama 43, Bush 49, and Obama's the dog blanker. Again, don't confuse these morons with the facts, because they don't care, and they'll make you think you're crazy. Thanks for watching.